What is up, everybody? RandomRandomMan here, and if you've been a long-time viewer of my videos, you may notice something different. No braces! But that's not why you clicked on this video. You clicked on this video for me to bring you my review for Doctor Strange. This movie is, of course, based on the Marvel Comics character of the same name, as it follows our title character, Dr. Stephen Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, a renowned neurosurgeon who, after a horrible car accident, loses the ability to use his hands. And after desperately wanting to get healed again, he embarks on a journey that gets him drawn into the mystic arts. Going into this movie, I was intrigued to see it, but I wasn't overtly excited to view it. I barely knew anything about Doctor Strange going into this movie. I am aware of who he is, but that's about it. His origin story and what the character has to do with the rest of the Marvel Universe, I had no idea how he even fit. What I will say right off the bat with the casting is that Benedict Cumberbatch really fits the title role. He plays Doctor Strange with a lot of narcissism and with a bit of an arrogant attitude. A lot of him reminded me of how Robert Downey Jr. played Tony Stark. That similarly applies here with Doctor Strange. Cumberbatch is absolutely superb in this role. Other noteworthy players include Chiwetel Ejiofor as Mordo. I thought he did a nice job as Mordo. There was more that went into this character as the movie progresses, and I don't want to spoil it, but let's just say that Ejiofor is already a great actor. He does an outstanding job here. We also have Rachel McAdams as the love interest to Doctor Strange. I enjoyed her screen time. She really is used the least out of the main players in this movie. She is more showcased towards the beginning of the movie and sparingly throughout the rest of the film. Benedict Wong plays Wong. He is hysterical in this movie. He adds to some of the comedy, which I will mention later in this review. And Tilda Swinton plays the Ancient One. A bit of controversy regarding her character, as in the comics, originally this character is an old Tibetan man, which technically makes Swinton gender swapped and whitewashed in the role. Now, Marvel didn't want this movie's financial chances to be hurt in China by having it take place in Tibet. This movie takes place in Nepal. But with Swinton already being such a terrific actress, I thought she fit this role really well. She was integral to the story upon her introduction. I liked how she interacted with Strange and Mordo, and the way she even added a sense of depth to this universe that we are introduced in this movie is something to be really upheld. The writing here in this movie is pretty standard stuff to what we would expect with an origin story of a comic book character. What with Doctor Strange being a more obscure and strange, pun intended, character in the Marvel Universe, especially to someone who really doesn't know much about him, it was really tangible to see how a similar structure to what we have seen with other MCU movies, such as Iron Man, is used here. Interlaced with this origin story is a bit of humor. The comedy in this movie is funny. Really funny. Too funny. Too funny to the point where it got distracting. I'm not saying that a bunch of bad jokes were spewed everywhere. Oh, on the contrary, a lot of the jokes really hit, thankfully. But with the comedy being played up so much, the movie lost a bit of focus and even got uneven sometimes with its tone, as the serious and the comedic moments tended to clash. Once this movie does get to Nepal, it gets really cool, especially with the visuals. We are treated to some astounding visual effects in this movie. So colorful, very beautiful, how vibrant and really inventive a lot of the sequences involving these effects are. Yeah, a lot of people have drawn comparisons to other movies with how these visual effects looked in the trailers before this movie was even released, but we are still given a feast for the eyes, even in how they are integrated with the action sequences. I think Scott Derrickson did a really nice job putting all the action sequences together, especially with how they mend with the visuals, how trippy they all look. I swear, someone out there somewhere is going to take some hallucinogenic drug and have the time of their life when seeing this movie while being high. It looks so amazing. Oh, and by the way, in adding to the visual effects, I saw this movie in 3D, and yes, see this movie in 3D. It is a feast for the eyes once again, and it is enhanced with the added depth of 3D to see how everything comes together to pop off the screen. Other technical merits with this movie, such as the editing and pacing, are nicely put together. The movie runs at about 2 hours, which is neither too long or too short, in my opinion, for this film. The gorgeous cinematography, the way each frame is set up in this film, it goes along with the added benefit of those stunning visuals. The unique score by Michael Giacchino, really nice to listen to. The only other issue I would say I have with this movie is, sadly, a running gag with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it is with its villain. Mads Mikkelsen, an actor I really like, plays the main threat, Caecilius. Now, he is not an outright weak villain from the beginning. There is a bit of intrigue to the character's introduction at the very start of the movie, but there is nothing much more to him. All in all, I really enjoyed Doctor Strange. Walking away from this movie, I think it's one of the more medium-level entries in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but that does not mean it is bad at all. I think we are living in a nice time where we are getting this many comic book and superhero movies, even if we're getting a little too many of them. But with Marvel in particular bringing their more unknown properties out for mainstream audiences to see in movies, especially to those such as myself being exposed to these characters that I know nothing about, it's such a delight to see. I cannot wait to see where Doctor Strange goes in the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The rest of the acting, along with Cumberbatch's tremendous performance as a title character, is so nice to see. The visuals, the movie is worth watching alone from a technical standpoint with the action, how everything is all strung together. Yeah, I did have those couple of issues that I mentioned before, but they do not hinder what is ultimately an outstanding viewing experience. I definitely recommend this film. Psst, by the way, this is an MCU movie. You know the drill. Stay for the mid and end credit sequences. My final verdict for Doctor Strange is 4 out of 5 stars. Thank you all, as always, for watching. Be sure to like this video, comment on what you thought of Doctor Strange, subscribe to my channel for more, and I'll catch you on the next movie review.